What a wonderful black. Gone for a bit of safety and looks successful.
Bad luck.
Scores 49-19, there's 30 the diff.
Yeah, doing well.
We'll be going for safety here, I think he is. 30. Yes, well worth him coming back. So he's using the rest here, obviously. So where does he put the brown? Where does he put the white? Yeah, nicely struck. Yeah, blue gives him the pink. Well played.
Technical difficulty, so I haven't updated the score.
Oh, lovely shot. Well played. Black looks to be a bit wide and half ball. Well played. Turn to Australia.
Yeah, it's up to you. Whenever you want to say, whatever you can introduce me, whatever.
Yeah, okay, I'll bring you in. Just because when you've got someone to talk to, you can bounce stuff off.
We've done a bad game.
What's this on? YouTube, what's it under?
On Q3.
Jayden Dinga to the table from Queensland, Australia. And in the commentary box here, I'm joined by the gentleman that organised all of this, Mr. Lester Putz. How do you do, Lester?
Yeah, well, not what Wayne thinks. It's been a great session so far. I'd like to add on to the fact that we too thank the services of the Richmond Club. There was an unfortunate family death that prevented us from going to the original site, and we thank them and the management and staff for allowing us to be here. Just a little reminder that we also have our second tournament being played at the Gore RSA this weekend. That's for the Leonard Trent Memorial, and we wish all those players down there the very best of luck. We thank the Australians for taking the time to come over here, and I know there's been a bit of a muck up along things along the way, but I'm sure any problems that there may have been can be sorted out. This is a fascinating game at the moment, and I think the way this is going is going to prove to be a long time match. So I wish all the players the very best, and thank you, Wayne, for taking the time to come.
My pleasure. My pleasure. What a guy, what a work you put in, Lester. It's just wonderful. And your wife, of course, Aileen. What a wonderful read that was. So he's decided to take the blue, and the blue should eat the bunch, shouldn't it? No, he's gone the other way. I thought he would go in the middle pocket, that's all. Looks like he's left nothing. How long has this been organised, this particular tournament, Lester?
Well, the Heroes Association was firstly established in 2017. This particular tournament was meant to have been played in 2020, but of course COVID put paid to that. This is the one that should have been the inaugural one being played now. We travel the country playing pooled snooker tournaments, all named after our Victoria Cross winners, and we do it to raise funds for mental health. When this tournament is played in New Zealand, the mental health agencies of this country will be the beneficiaries of that. This particular tournament, after this, the beneficiaries of this are going to be Lifeline in New Zealand, and then when we go to Australia, of course, it'll be a mental health agency in Australia that does this. And so we're very privileged to be able to use the family names of the VCs, and it's something that we treasure very, very much. We also have sessions, very fortunate, we play 3 tournaments a year in our House of Parliament by the MPs, and as a result of that, over the last 12 months we've donated money to the Wellington City Mission and money and toys to the Wellington Children's Hospital, all in the name of our VC winners.
Now I know you held one down in Parliament House last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the person that won that is now the opposition leader of the opposition.
Yes. We had, last year we had the privilege of playing with Christopher Luxon along with a few others. We had Mark Mitchell there, we had Simeon Brown, who happens to be our sponsor. Oh, it's not sponsor, our patron. And all the list of other MPs came along to that gathering. We have a great deal of fun. It's nothing real, it's just a fun night. We don't have any real serious sort of snooker, but it's a chance for us to get together and have a chat with people and get to raise funds for much needed charities that we try to do around the place. Most of our stuff is associated with mental health. The reason being that our own family, my own family, has suffered severe mental health issues. I myself have had 3 attempted suicides.
Wow.
And so this is something that is very, very real to us.
Well, I didn't know that. Now this one here, we're just watching the young guys play here, and currently it's 1-1. But this one is New Zealand Heroes. This is for Charles Upham. I explained a little bit earlier. Would you explain the Charles Upham tribute, the VC Barron tribute, etc.?
Charles Upham is our flagship trophy. Charles Upham is the only 3rd person in history to have won the Victoria Cross twice, but he's the only frontline soldier in history to have ever done it. And he himself, I have never had the pleasure until last night of meeting the family of Charles Upham. We met his grandson, who presented the trophy to Parliament last night, and he's a man who's come all the way from Gisborne to do so. But Charles Upham was a man who was, I think, proves, the thing that these guys did, what they did took a great deal of courage. And I truly believe it took just as much courage for them to live their lives after the event. They would have suffered all sorts of traumas within their life, and to show, to have the courage that these guys did to continue living under that sort of condition, I think is absolutely tremendous. And Charles Upham always wanted people to get up and have a go. That was the recommendation. That's what we made the family, the promise to the families. That you haven't played snooker before, well, if you don't get up and have a go, you won't know if you can do it or not. So that was really that's how we got taken up with him. We were very proud, very, very proud to do so.
Wonderful. Just wonderful stories. I'm so delighted to hear that. I know you've talked to me before, but I just love hearing it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just tremendous. And we've got these young people here playing with us today.
I'd like to remind people too, if I could, that this is ANZAC weekend, and because it is the ANZACS, we deserve, we need to talk about the Australians. During the war, they sent over 500,000 men. They suffered 66,000 deaths and 33,000 wounded, and they'd run 20 Victoria Crosses. Ours in return, and we sent 194,000 men. We had 6,000 deaths and 4,000 wounded. Don't anybody ever say that the ANZACS, Australia and New Zealand, don't understand what it's like to sacrifice for peace. And I think everywhere we go, the ANZACS will be there in spirit. And so, this is ANZAC Week. This is our dedication to them. And we've chosen snooker because snooker in those days was about the only game that these guys used to play. There was no such thing as pool tables or anything like that. And so that's why I've actually chosen snooker to do the business with. And some of the quality of the players here, I think, is absolutely outstanding. I wish I could play as good as some of them.
Oh, I think it's lovely. No, I think it's. Gee, I hope people at home have enjoyed those stories. I just love hearing them. We have no idea what they went through, and just wonderful. He's young Jayden now. Black must go.
We must also make reference, I guess, to the fact that we need to thank the New Zealand military cadets for their effort in last night's thing for us. They provided a guard of honour that the trophy was marched through to, so we thank them for their efforts. We like to thank all our sponsors over the years that have supported us. Western's Honey is a main one that was our sponsor for a long, long time. We thank Amy Weston and her family for the effort they put in. We've had lots and lots of support doing what we do, and so
Wonderful. Wonderful. Bad luck, Cooper. So we have the other gentleman coming to the table now. For those of you that live in Christchurch, don't forget the Heart and Soul Kitchen is run by Cooper Collier's mum, Sandy. So pop in and say hello and tell me you're watching a young son play on snooker on YouTube, and I think she'd be lovely delighted. I just love all those stories. I really do. Lester, just love them. Just just lovely stories. And we don't hear enough of them actually.
No.
So
I think a lot of these guys suffered, mental health in those days. Of course, wasn't as well known as it is now, and to go through what they went through and to live with it, it must have been absolutely horrendous.
Had to be. Nice shot. Nice stone run through. This is very good practice for Jayden. As I said before, he's going up to Auckland to play in the WSF snooker tournaments up there to try and get on the pro card. It's being run next week at Papatoe Cosy Club. Niall, an Irishman up there, Niall, he runs a show. Oh, a nice shot. Runs a show, and they're doing a great job. The NZPSA is doing a good job on this too. They've brought in 8 brand new tables from overseas, star tables, and they've got them up at the Papatoe Club. Heated tables, steel-back cushions. We don't normally get things like that now in New Zealand. It's just a problem with travel. We've never struck tables like this, so it's good to have those facilities in New Zealand. I think you'd be disappointed with that black, Jayden. That's another thing too. Look how smartly dressed these young kids are.
Shot.
Lovely. nice young man. Scores currently 43, as you can see. 43-7. Oh, should be more than that actually. 43-13. Wow. Just relax. Scared of nobody, this young man. Absolutely scared of nobody.
He's not frightened, is he?
No, no, he's not. For all you people looking for something for your children to play, this is the sport. Q sport doesn't matter whether it's pool, snooker, billiards. Billiards is the least popular, but it's just great for these young people to play. Playing a snooker, would it be? Or was that on? It's on. Well picked out. Yeah, well picked out. It's hard to tell from the angle here. Green ought to get him down the reeds. Clever. Oh, that's a terrific shot. That's a wonderful shot. Take a bow. Take a bow, Jayden. Bad luck with the red. Yes, I do know that Australia have got some wonderful academies for young children to practice. It's probably something New Zealand should look at. Maybe Clubs New Zealand should have a designated time.
Yep.
So that, just say, because in the other sports, children go and play on a Saturday morning.
That's right.
And of course, because you have drinking in clubs or pubs.
Well, I've seen the troubles that were being around a lot of the clubs. There are a lot more younger players starting to play, and a lot more girls too, which I think is pretty good. And some of the talent that there is around is pretty good. I think the game is safe for the in the future. It's got some good cuesmanship there, and of course, if you're really good, you can make a lot of money at this game too.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Working these out nicely, isn't it? I just feel Club New Zealand could possibly open the doors to the youngsters on a Saturday or Sunday morning and try and get the youngsters into playing this game. It's not many people have a full-size snooker table at home. No. Some may have a pool table. This is definitely a sport for younger people. Lester, have you ever been up to one of the local hospitals on a Saturday afternoon?
Up to?
The local hospitals on a Saturday afternoon?
No.
Well, I can tell you now, they're full of young kids. Crying, broken legs, ankles or whatever. They play this sport, they work and make no mistake. They're flat out trying to win, but they go home at night, they're not injured. Oh, you can just see the gap there. So again, table clearance here. Yellow gives them green, brown, blue, pink, black. Difference of 41. There's quite a few snookers needed.
It's not bad, actually. I think this young fella's got a big career ahead of him.
I think so. At 127 in practice and a 95 in a game. They're decent breaks, they're serious breaks. Bad luck. Young man's coming back to the table, why not?
Good to see somebody so young.
It is.
taken an interest
It
in the
is,
game.
yeah. I do a bit of coaching up in Auckland, and I do my range of age is 8 to 92, Lester.
Yes.
Retirement villages, and I've got 8-year-olds as well.
Yeah.
The beauty of the mum's actually saying she's delighted her son and daughter is playing the sport because they can play for the rest of their lives. Very sharp. Oh, well played. Bad luck. Well played. And he's got a snooker, would you believe that?
Got to be a seat in the house here.
Yes, yeah, that's too. Oh dear, oh. They're just running out this frame. I think young Cooper's just enjoying the moment. Why not? Yeah, as I was saying earlier, Australia have some really nice academies that work with the young children. Club New Zealand, I feel, could open their doors on Saturday or Sunday, say till 11 o'clock, for mum and dads to bring their children in. But we do have other associations. Massey, they have tables for youngsters. They're a club. They've got 4 clubs actually. Stratford, mainly all in the North Island at this stage. I know they want to get to the South Island at some time. But they've got Stratford. Their flagship is Hamilton, Pukekohe, and Newland and Gleneden in West Auckland. And they actually have dedicated coaching programs, school holiday programs for the children. And Jim Henry is their coach. Lovely young man, great disposition, and really works with the youngsters well. They're actually probably the standout association for crew sport in New Zealand, really, with the youngsters. Just another comment too, I don't know if people realise, but this is actually a still ball game. So what do I mean by that? When you come to the table, the ball is still. Now the other ones like that is golf, croquet. I'm not really sure if I know of any other. But with snooker, the difference between snooker, well, lots of difference between snooker and golf, of course. We'll start off with golf's got 18 pockets. But in golf, if you do a bad shot, you at least get yourself out of trouble. In snooker, pool, or billiards, you play the shot and you play it poorly, you never see it again. Have a look at that. Nice little clap here too from Cooper, recognises, sorry, from Jayden, recognised the shot. Yeah. So, yeah, in Q sport, when you miss, you never see that shot again. Wow, good effort. Yeah. Just with the still ball game, when you come to the table, the ball is still. Like you get rugby, tennis, badminton, hockey, you're actually playing with a moving ball. But in Q sport, the ball is not moving when you come to the table or go to play it. Well, it shouldn't be anyway. If it is, it's a foul. And really golf, as I say, golf's another one where the ball is still when you go to play it. And of course, croquet. So something people don't really realise actually. Good. Do you want to come in? Because it's not easy to keep going at times.
I can try, but I'm going to get a drink quickly first.
Yeah, okay. Could I give me a glass of water? Thank you, Chester. Much of that picture.
Any score?
Yeah, any score, not yet. Oh, sorry. Yeah, nice to see you there, Ryan King. I'm very well, thank you, and I hope, of course, you are too. Oh, that's very nice. Bad luck. Very nice. Yeah, we've got Jodie Chapman here putting in pool, should be in the Olympics. The hours it takes to be the best. Over hours of days of playing amateur or not. Absolutely agree. I have no idea why snooker or pool's not in the Olympics. It's been touted to go in, but it's never made it.
What an amazing thing we got here from Lester and the team. All the arrangements to get the Aussies over here, Wayne.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Look, nothing. It's a lot of hard work. Nothing's a fluke. You know, we're a little bit unlucky this weekend with our own New Zealand players because we've got 2 tournaments on, one in Gore and one in Wellington. Just the way it is. But the Aussies have come over too because it's good practice for them to get into the WSF tournament later in the week.
Good field for that tournament too, Wayne. Up in Auckland. They've got a good field going to
good field, very good field. It's again hard work. The NZPSA are doing a pretty good job on that actually. It's and of course the Auckland Association.
So if anyone's wondering why we're still playing after Jayden winning 3-0, we play all 5 frames in each match.
It's a point system, so...
Yes, it's a point system, so all the frames will be counted, will they, Lester? All the frames will be counted. Like, in other words, if say it's a 3-2, then at the end of the tournament we count up the frames to see.
Well, yeah, very
Okay,
sort of.
thank
Yeah. If the score's even, we sort of, which is something I didn't consider, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm still playing, Ryan. Yeah, still. I'm getting younger, so why not? Actually, going to Ireland next month.
You got a good style, this young fella.
Yes.
Pretty as an Aussie.
Yeah, nice player. Nice course. Love the elbow.
Did I see, Ryan, that you're playing with young Edison Argus in the North Islands? Is that correct?
Tried to break them. They're bad luck. He's still got a red, but he's got to make the next shot. It's just where he clips out. Does he clip the pink away? Does he draw back for the black? Or try to roll through for the blue? Looks like it's a drawback, doesn't it? No, it's a run through, okay. Oh, lovely shot. Yeah. Good shot, Jayden. Yep, nicely struck.
So there you go, it's Tyson Argus. In the North Island. 8 ball.
Yeah. And I think he's 8 or 9 years old. Isn't that wonderful? Mum Steve. Sorry, Dad Steve. And his mother absolutely followed these. They've got a Addison as well as their daughter, and they follow the cue sport all over New Zealand with them. I think it's wonderful. Yeah, the rules can be confusing, as Jody Chapman put down. That's the problem with pool, I guess. Everyone, there's no actual set. There's no actual set rules. Every club seems to have their own rules. Where sort of 9-ball have got that right. They just have one set of rules. Billy's has it right. Snooker's a little bit different because they've got the balls are replaced, and that can get a bit trickier. Yeah, if you foul in pool, it's virtually just, there's no messing. It's just, you know, it's ball in hand. And billiards is sort of the same. If you foul, you carry them from where the balls are or have them respotted. But pool just has so many little different intricacies. And it's probably what might be stopping it from being an Olympic sport. Nice curious, doesn't he? Should make him work himself a red here.
Good shot, lovely shot.
Yeah, playing lovely.
Jayden 16.
So with the score 65-0, pretty sure Cooper will come back to the table.
Jayden 65. Cooper. Hit the score.
He's 11 years old.
I was just saying he should be at home watching the World Champs.
I could talk you all through the shots, but you're sitting at home there, you can sort of see what they're doing anyway. He's got to bring the ball back to the side of the table, nicely struck. So there's only one awkward read. See if you can develop to it.
16.
We're very lucky here too to have Paul Shivers here. He's helped to put up all the TV screens here, the lighting, etc. So people enjoy this. 2 cameras. One cushion read here, I say one cushion, pot the pink, one cushion for the next read.
Jayden 17.
Young Cooper's coming to the table. fancy Cooper getting this. I'm right again. I should go and buy a lot of tickets. Nice shot, Cooper.
You know, just to get off the zero will make Cooper
Sure.
so much better.
Bad luck.
The
Bad luck.
mindset
yeah.
when you're sitting on 84-0 is a huge mental game.
Yeah. It's good to try and get on the board. Could be a snooker. Great shot. That Jim's been,
Bloody hell.
this ain't potable either. It's a double kiss pot. He's pretty confident. Well, they just kicked it out, okay. I don't know about you people at home, but I'm really enjoying this, just watching these young people play. Just wonderful. And the age difference, as I said before. So does Cooper go for a snooker here? It's white down here by the pink, the brown. Let us Nick go with the red.
Shot.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, good shot.
Go on, you lad, keep going.
So yellow's after this next colour.
Good one. Two.
What's the highest price so far?
He went for snooker, bad luck, young man, with the effort.
Good for two.
Yeah, I think Jayden would be disappointed with that shot. Yeah, I think he truly expected to get it. Do we see a clearance here from Cooper? Fought with the pocket as well, bad luck. Shot.
Nine.
Pink gives him the black. He needs both balls to get to 100. Nicely struck. So the score is now 4-0 to Australia. But I can tell you now, I'm really thrilled with our young kid. He's going great.
We got Charlotte Williams and Lily Moulton. That will start about 5 minutes after this match, I believe. There'll be a quick reset of the stream and reset of everything, and we'll be into it.
This is the fifth and last frame, and it's a nice break off. An opening there for Jayden Dinga. So after this we have two of our junior ladies playing. And the one thing about the sport's made for the ladies. Two 15-year-old girls. The New Zealand girl is Charlotte Williams. Chris's dad is here to support her. And the other lady's 15-year-old Lily Meldrum from Queensland, who, by the way, has a huge reputation. She was actually runner-up in the World Under 21s at 13 years old, a couple of years ago. So we can look forward to that match. Bad luck with the bounce off the push, but it's still there. He's showing no fear, isn't he, Paul?
Yes,
Lovely. No fear. Looks like he's going for the double here. Bad luck, good effort, great effort in fact. Bad luck. So it's a nice little blackie for someone that can pot the next red. Good effort. tell if he's on the black from here. Actually, he might even be totally snookered, or maybe they must be able to get it. Look at that.
Eight.
Nice 8. Yeah, the Reds are in nice positions, aren't they? Could get a few and could get a few here.
Okay.
Nicely played. Very nice. Good play, Jayden. What I like about Jayden's play too is he's playing a lot of centre ball queuing. Doesn't seem to be bluffed by using too much English.
3.
Seems disappointed with that. Good play, young man. So he's got the easy read over the bottom of the course, but I think he fancied that on for a little while. But it looks to me like the simple read with the long rest. Maybe he was trying to get away from use the long rest. But I'm not sure if he played for the pink in the middle here or for the black. But whichever one he plays for, he's got options for red. Reds are beautifully separated. Once you keep taking them out, gaps are open for the rest of the reds. Could be a decent break. He's on 30 at this stage. And there's not one hard red on the table. Black develops next red, so does the pink.
Jayden 31.
Now that leaves the door open. Nice 31 break there, Jayden. Leaves the door open for young Cooper. Cooper's already proved he's scared of nobody, this young man. Absolutely nobody. Walks into the shot. Slots the red.
Shot there. Yeah. Doing all right.
This should give him the next red as well. If he can slot this black, he should be able to get this red to the left of the pink. Yeah, there you go. That wiped his feet. The black won't need to be cleaned.
8.
Good effort, bad luck.
Good read.
31-8 to score. Doubles of 23. shot, 1. Very nicely developed. Again, this just gives them a choice of any of the reds. Only the one awkward red. The other 5 are definitely gettable. Good result. Well played. For those that don't know, when you're playing like this, you've got to have 1 foot on the floor. So obviously being a tall young man, he was able to do. Just waiting at his next red. Nicely played. So obviously the black to the cushion red, I'd say next. Terrific.
23.
It's on the right side of the other side of the black, so that will give him the next read. He's just got to slot it. Yeah, nicely positioned. Very good.
31.
Looks like red pink.
22.
This develops the red on the right hand side of the table. Again,
58.
slot the red and should have a choice between the black and the pink for his next red, for the last red.
59.
Could be a headache. It's not. Well played. Well played, Jayden.
46.
Nice 3 question shot. Bad luck.
Jayden 46.
Very nice. 76 to 8 to Jayden. And now the Cashmere Primary School boy comes forward. Cooper Collier. Black to yellow. Keep it simple. Good job. And the pot in the yellow automatically gives them a green.
Figure 8.
We'll know by Jayden's angle whether or not he can pot or not. So if Cooper can pot the yellow, he's automatically goes off 1-2 questions up for the green. think he can just clip the green, but I don't know if he can pot it. Good effort. Yeah. What a great experience for this young man. Don't forget any people living in Christchurch. Go to the Heart and Soul Kitchen, Collier's in Christchurch, and don't forget to tell Andrew Shot, Sandy, how proud or how great the young fella played in this. You got 2 over 2 there on the key there. I'm going to use the rest on his right hand. Some players use 1 over 3. 2 over 2 is the most common. Lovely elbows, beautiful elbow.
Oh.
I call it the glass of wine elbow. You could put a glass of wine on his elbow, it wouldn't spill. Nice cleans. Now we're only probably about a quarter of an hour away from the next match. Nice clean, well played. So it's 5-0 to the Australians at present.
And what is it?